All right, welcome to another interview, guys. Woo! We got Cameron today. You know, your least favorite character in the startup series.
A top 5 character in the startup series.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for coming. You were definitely the cheapest to get here, so thank you so much.
You're paying everyone else?
All right, I don't pay you. Fuck.
All right, that's a good start.
First things first, for people who watch the startup series, well, first of all, if you don't watch it, you should watch it right now. Okay, there we go. Now, the thing about Cameron in startup series is that he's a very, how do we say, a romantic character. You know, he's very passionate and stuff like that. So how are you in real life? Because like, they only know you, Cameron, as a character, but they don't know you as you.
Well, they say life imitates art. I think romantic's a nice term. Desperate's probably a better term. For the 3% of viewers who are women, I am single, you know. I think at the beginning I didn't really know what my character was going to be on the startup series. And then I just came to realize like, my acting's not great, but I can be myself.
I think your acting is great, unless that's just yourself.
I am a lovable dork in real life, right? Like, when I was struggling doing push-ups, I was actually struggling doing push-ups. That wasn't acting, that was reality.
Well, I mean, I did tell you to do like a shit ton, but because we kept like retaking the same thing.
I was exhausted by the end of that. The heavy breaths, those were real. There's a little bit of reality, there's a little bit of a joke. I think it's me to the extreme.
So are you a programmer or something else? In the startup series, you are a programmer.
I've written Hello World in a few different languages.
Nice, that's impressive.
But no, I'm not a programmer, I'm a data scientist.
Okay, so you're a data scientist. Nice. So let's talk about career now. So as a data scientist, first of all, where'd you work?
Graduated out of UC Berkeley, and then I worked for Tinder for a couple of years, and now I am working at an unnamed large tech company in the Bay.
Oh, sick. I wonder what that is.
No idea, dude.
I don't know, man.
They call it like head pages or something, but I don't know.
Head pages?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't think of what that might be.
I wonder. Yeah. I wonder what it is, you know?
Damn. So wait, so Tinder was your first job?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So you might know a lot about relationships, or at least dating.
I'm one of those people who joined Tinder because I didn't know how to do relationships, and so I figured like maybe I'd learn.
So did you learn anything?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot. I went on how many dates when my first year at Tinder, I went on 1 date. It was bad.
Well, maybe you were just very selective, right?
No.
What?
No. I was right swiping constantly.
Did you get a lot of matches though?
No. I had to put in work to get matches, but yeah, the first year was it was a roughie, and then eventually I started figuring out what to do and everything, and like, you know, I was going on dates, 1 or 2 dates a week by like my second year at Tinder, just because I figured out what to do.
Oh wow, that's actually a lot. 1 or 2 dates a week?
Yeah. I'm a first date machine. Second dates, not so much, you know?
Right.
One and done kind of deal.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you more questions about that later, because I want some tips also. Yeah, so you went to Berkeley, and then, wait, what did you study such that you went to data science? Like, how do you even know about data science?
Good question. So I was bioengineering at Berkeley. I was pre-med, and then I took organic chemistry and realized I hated it.
So you're supposed to be a doctor?
Yeah.
Your parents thought you were going to be a doctor?
Parents are both doctors. They wanted me to be a doctor.
Did they disown you yet?
A little bit. They made me take the MCAT when I graduated. Oh, really? Yeah. They didn't make me study. I did not do well on it, but they made me take it because they wanted me to change my mind. They were hoping, you know,
that the MCAT would change your mind.
In their heart of hearts, yeah, I'd take the MCAT. Like, this 8 hours was so much fun, man. Oh God, I got to do this more. I got like Caribbean med school scores. Like,
what does that mean?
So like MCAT, you got to get like 10 points above the average to get into like a good US med school. I got 4 points above the average, which is like, you can get into a Caribbean med school, which is where like people go if they don't get into any of the US med schools, they go to the Caribbean,
okay,
hang out there for a few years. I did pre-med, I graduated pre-med, but I knew at that point I didn't want to do bio anymore. I wanted to do some mixture of like stats and psychology. So I applied to PhDs in game theory, and I hadn't taken a single econ class in my life. And so I got rejected from every single PhD that I applied to. And so then I panicked a bit. I applied to 115 jobs out of undergrad. And then it was a mixture of like analytics, product management, and then UX research. And the analytics ones were the only ones that really called me back because I had the math background for it. So then I went into analytics at Tinder.
You were doing biomedical engineering.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of math in that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of engineering classes. I like stats, so I did a lot of stats classes on the side and everything. Okay. But like the bio-E in itself was enough to handle any of the math that you do as a data scientist.
See. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I was wondering, like, with that degree, do they even like look at you? Because I feel like they would filter, but I guess not.
On my team, there's a lot of people who are like bio and physics PhDs.
Like current?
Yeah, my data science team. I see. There's like a lot of people who came from like a bio and an engineering background. Actually, there's more who do that than come from like a stats background or a math background. And
then when you started your first job at Tinder, did you enjoy it or did you not? Like, why did you switch?
I liked it, but I was working out in Texas. Texas is one of those places where like if you have a family, it's nice. It's a great place to have like golden retriever, 2 kids, white picket fence.
Right.
But like as a 22-year-old, you can only eat so much barbecue. And like I was putting on weight and I didn't really have any friends out there because I'd never lived out there. I'd always lived in California. And so like it was boring. So I tried to move back to the Bay. And when I did, I was recruited.
You could get really huge houses there, right? It's very cheap.
Yeah, you get a nice house at like $200,000 or so.
We should all move to Texas before it rises up again.
I mean, a lot of companies are going to Austin at this point.
Okay, well, I guess the price is going to rise then.
Yeah, it's going to.
It sucks. So did you study for your data science interviews?
I spent a week learning SQL.
Just a week? Okay.
Like, I did, I think, W3 schools. I just picked it up super quickly. Also learned a lot from brilliant.org. It's B-R-I.
We're not sponsored this time. We're not going to give them free sponsorships.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, to get a data science interview, you need SQL, and then you need like either R or Python. And honestly, that's about it. Okay. Like when I interviewed for analytics positions, like on the other end as the interviewer, I kept on seeing resumes that were just like packed with every programming language possible. And like I usually trash them. Because well, the reality is that like all these people have the exact same resume. Like it's literally templated, and not the exact same word for word, but like objectively the same. And then when I see 100 of those, I don't know which of the 100 to pick, so I don't pick any of them. The reason being like I look for people who have some distinct interest in the field, and that gives me a better signal. Like there's a reason they're applying to this job instead of just spamming their resume out to everywhere.
Sounds a little bit like dating.
It does sound a little bit like dating.
Because my profile is just generic, so that I can apply it to most people.
Do you have a canned pickup line?
No, I don't actually. I just say hey.
You say hey, and that works.
No, I'm not that good looking.
Okay, there's your problem. Yeah,
I'm not that good looking. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if there are girls that I don't really care about, then I say hey, because if they say hey back and they talk to me, they must really like me. So I'd be down if someone's really into me, right? But if it's someone that I think like, oh my gosh, she's so hot, or like, oh, she's so interesting, then I'll take more. Like, I'll take the time to like look at her profile, try to think of a funny line, and then do it.
How many responses do you get when you say hey?
No, 1 out of 10, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. 1 out of 10? That's actually like pretty good.
Really?
That's actually not bad.
Well, I mean, I don't get a lot of matches either, right? So.
Yeah, you're saying that as if you have 10 matches, dude. You know. This is an incomplete sample. You know? There's no law of small numbers.
I got half a response on 5 matches. So. What did you learn about dating when you worked at Tinder?
Man, so much. I'm gonna try not talking about the math part first. Because like I think there's a lot of cool math and there's a lot of like optimization, but like what I learned more about was kind of the mindset of dating. And by that I mean like you can really go into dating with 2 different mindsets. Well, first off, you could just not date, and I know a lot of people that do that, and like they're happy doing that, but they also want to get married and they just don't know when that's going to switch. That little switch is going to flip and they're going to be like, wait, I need to start dating. So a lot of people just kind of push it off. That's one like failed mindset. But the one that a lot of people have is that like the first date's an interview, and that like you're trying to gauge them, you're trying to be impressed by them, and you're also trying to impress them, and it makes it really stressful. And I was guilty of this when I started dating too, where I was like, oh God, I have to be like on my best form. I got to put on my nicest shirt. I got to like, gel up my hair and all that kind of stuff. I mean, with gelled hair looks really bad, by the way, but I eventually realized that like dating is about the process. Like the process itself is the part that's meant to be enjoyable. Just meeting people, doing things that you want to do anyway. I started going on like fun dates instead of just getting dinner every single time. So like I'd start doing like mini golf or even like laser tag. Like these childish but like fun dates, like hiking, all that kind of stuff, just so that you enjoy the experience. And like having someone there with you makes it that much better. It's no longer contingent on that person. One of the things I learned at Tinder from like all of the research and interviews I did is that like the people who go into that mindset are just so much happier with the process, and they're a lot more successful too.
Interesting. Like, I think fundamentally, I'm kind of the same. Like, I just want to have fun and stuff like that. You know, I'm not trying to impress them when it's not an interview, but the process is totally different from me versus you. So you're trying to have like a fun date, you know, like laser tag and stuff like that. I always do the same date.
What's your date?
Oh, fuck.
What's your move?
I don't know if I can say this because there's, fuck it, okay. Oh my god. So everyone shits on my on my move because it is the shit. So I bring them to the unnamed company, okay, right, where we work. So I bring them there. Everyone says like, that's the dumbest thing. It's like, it's not a good date or whatever. But for me, it's because I want a low risk date, right? Because I don't even know if I'm gonna like you or not. So why am I gonna invest so much time and money into you? And then because I bring them to campus, it's free.
Aren't you nervous about like coworkers seeing you like going on like a random date in like the cafeteria though?
Oh no, I don't care. Wait, like, whoa, like, I mean, isn't it cool for me? I'm like, oh yeah, I have a date.
I'm always like so paranoid that like people will start like whispering and muttering about it or whatever. Like, one of my nightmares is that I run into a coworker while I'm on a date or something.
No, because I want them to talk about it. I want them to be like, oh wow, Joma's on a date, yay, kind of thing. But anyways, so the thing is, even before I went to unnamed large company, my dates would be always the same, as in like, yeah, it's dinner at the same place, dessert at the same place. Like, it's like rehearsed kind of.
Do you have rehearsed conversations too?
Okay, rehearsed conversations, no, but rehearsed topics, yes.
Yeah.
Because it naturally goes into those topics, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, I'm not trying to like show that I'm really cool or that it's like an interview or I want to get to know them. Honestly, I don't even try to get to know them. I just try to...
I am not surprised one bit by that.
No, but no, in a good way, because I think, okay, honestly, I think my second date ratios is pretty good, and because like I just try to entertain them for the first date. You know, like my best jokes or whatever. I just have fun with them. So I kind of want to break the ice as soon as possible, and that's how I do it. And yeah, I learn nothing about them, and they usually learn nothing about me either. But we just talk about really random stuff that's funny or is fun. I think the reason why it goes to the second date so often is because, for once, they don't feel like that awkward small talk or trying to force yourself to learn about the other person, because we didn't learn about each other. You know, it was purely just fun, right? Well, that's how I enjoy my first dates, at least.
And this is one of the things that I learned is that, you know, the first date, you check off the boxes for the other person somewhat. So like, you don't necessarily ask them about their deepest personal secrets, but like you find out if they're a compatible religion, you ask about politics. These things that are actually considered taboo, like ensuring that compatibility like saves you a lot of time, especially like in the Bay, like where politics is such a big deal here. If I'm dating a girl and like, she's not cool with the fact that I'm libertarian and not liberal, which a lot of girls here like aren't, like, you know, I'm not crazy about it, but like if she's crazy about it, it ends right there. A lot of people assume that getting to the second date is like a positive step. I think a lot of times avoiding the second date can be a positive step, in that like you're getting that signal fast enough that like you figure out whether or not you actually have interest in this person. And that's not me rationalizing, because I never go on second date. But like I think, you know, in general, whenever I've gone past the second date, it's been with someone that I've actually been very compatible with. And I feel like that's been more valuable to me than kind of wasting my time on second and third dates with people I'm not actually interested in.
I think that makes a lot of sense, because yeah, no, most of the times, like even if I go to second dates, third dates, I don't really like the girl that much, right? And I think that's the problem, because I wasn't optimizing for like, oh, finding someone that's compatible. It was me maybe just like an ego thing, trying to be like, oh yeah, I got to the second date kind of a thing. And it was a lot less about us, but more about me kind of a thing.
I think it's like really easy to set like checkpoints. Yeah. Like even everyone does this on Tinder too, right? You compare how many matches you have with other people. Part of it's because the process is gamified. And so like it's really easy to tie things to it and calculate exactly how you're doing and track all that. It's addictive, you know, it gets people to keep on using it.
Yeah, for a potential girlfriend, there are certain check boxes, right? But these check boxes don't really mean anything once I start talking to them and I just really enjoy myself with them. I always end up in a stage where it's like, oh, I really enjoy this person, but she doesn't have these certain check boxes. You know, it's a little bit shallow, but for a girlfriend or at least like a wife, you know, I want her to make, you know, at least a decent amount of money, college educated, stuff like that. But sometimes I meet girls who are like not college educated even, or even they do something that I really don't care about, but I have a lot of fun with them. So I continue like hang out with them. Yeah. But it always has to end.
Hang out, yeah.
I go on dates with them a lot, right? Yeah. Because I do enjoy their company. But then once it comes to like something more serious, it's like, oh, it has to end. And I feel like I've wasted a lot of my time because of that.
It's kind of like that whole like Bruce Willis thing. You're like crying yourself, wiping away the tears with your money. It's like, so much casual sex.
Oh my god, people just look at me and think I'm a piece of meat. Because, you know, dating is kind of like a funnel, right? Like you have to get matched first and then you have to get whatever, How do you optimize the top of the funnel, which is through dating apps?
Yeah, 99% of your profile is your photos, right? Everyone says that bio matters. Bio doesn't matter. I'm going to call out one of my favorite books, which is Dataclysm. It's written by Christian Rudder. He's the former CEO of OkCupid. A really smart guy, really fun guy. And he did a lot of analytics. So he'd actually eventually step down as CEO to go 50% CEO and then 50% just writing the blog and doing analytics at OkCupid, because that's what he really loved doing. And one of his posts is about how they try to have OkCupid like users rate other users based on their looks and based on their personality. If you had really good looks, you also got rated really high on personality, even if you had a blank bio. They showed this one girl who's like, it's like a black and white model photo of her with like a log or something. Here, you can just edit it in right here, something like that. Her like average personality rating was like a 4.5 out of 5 or something, just because she was that hot. It really is your photos that matter. I don't think many people are naturally ugly. I think a lot of people just don't feel comfortable with having photos taken of them, like myself, 100% included there. So when I started Tinder, I had a lot of like blurry photos, bad lighting, you know, group photos, that kind of stuff, just because I don't like being in front of a camera. I'm one of those people where like my natural reaction to seeing a camera is to do like a stupid face kind of thing. It's just, I did that always, even as a kid. I fixed a lot of that. So like I learned how to smile normally. I kind of upgraded my photos a bit to be more about me. Did you learn
to use like the timer where you could take selfies with a good camera?
I have friends, so
you have friends? Oh, yeah. Look at you.
Look at that. I don't think any of my photos are selfies. God, I hope they aren't.
You know my profile picture, like the black and white one?
Yeah.
Actually, most of them.
That's a timer, right?
Yeah, it's a timer. So, so what I mean is, it is a selfie as in I took it, but yeah, it's a timer.
How many takes did you have to do for that one?
I don't know, like 20 something, 30 something, I don't know.
You are dedicated.
Yeah, it's like
oh my
and
God.
I do a lot of faces too, like
they all look bad.
They all look bad. Except one that's like okay. And then when I put on like Facebook, people secretly tell me like, oh, by the way, it's not a good photo. I'm like, fuck. It's like you don't know what's a good photo of yourself. Not always, right?
There is one like secret trick that does actually work, which is including dogs in your profile. And like it's one of those stereotypical things where people think it doesn't matter that much, but it boosts your right swipe rate by like a huge margin, just having a dog in your profile.
Even if it's not your dog?
Yeah, I didn't have my dog in my photos either. Like I have a dog and I had a cuter dog in my photos instead.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yo.
My dog's no longer a puppy, so I had to find this other puppy and put it in my photos instead with me.
It's not that I don't love you.
Absolutely love my dog. I'm sorry, Static. Cool. You're a good boy.
So I guess for the remaining of the time, let's just talk about like you as a person, because you know, people want to get to know you, I think. But at least like the people on Discord.
Yeah, there we go. You got like 5 people who are interested.
Yeah.
We're gonna get 10 views on this bad boy.
All right. So what do you do for fun?
So I was a competitive gamer in college.
Oh shit. Which game?
League of Legends.
Oh, fuck, I had no idea.
Yeah. I never told you about this. How much I played. I've been playing since season 1. I got up to like high master. It was really close to challenger back in the day. So I used to play a lot just to end up on like pro streams, just to get recognized. That was like a big motivator for me. I still play now, but I'm not really as good. But like, just the fact that people knew my name was like so satisfying to me, even if they didn't think I was a good player for my rating. Like, I was known for being one of the worst players at my rating. AP Sona.
Oh, I know
AP Sona? What?
That's
Whoa.
AP Sona?
Did I play Sona? Yeah, I did. You know me too. Cool.
Holy shit.
It was fun. It was a time sink. So So I still play that. I do bar trivia.
Bar trivia? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was a Quiz Bowl nerd in high school.
Wait, so is it trivia for anything or is it shows or?
It's a lot of pop culture.
A lot of pop culture.
I'm a sports buff mostly, so like I do fantasy football and I watch a lot of hockey. I'll go to maybe like 5 or 6 Sharks games a year. Been getting into a couple weird things recently. I've been getting, not weird, but like weird for me. I've been getting into meditation.
Oh, that's good.
It's good.
I tried getting into it.
Yeah.
I was okay for a while, but then I suddenly stopped and then I never came back. But
Yeah.
I think I should try to come back to it. Wait, but why do you like meditating?
I recognized I was like getting stressed just in life.
Okay,
and so like it was one of those things where I was like, I need to control this.
Do you use Headspace?
Yeah, I use Headspace. Okay. That's H-E now.
What level are you, bro?
I mean, I've only been doing it now for like a few weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Amateur hour here. But it's been helping so far. I think it's important to get that. Like, I'm going to make a bold statement. I don't know if it's true. I think anxiety and depression are pretty common in the Bay Area due to the amount of stress that work puts on you here. Like, I definitely felt more stressed here than I did when I was living out in Texas. And I think that's true for like a lot of other people. Okay. So that's been one thing. The other one that I'm starting to learn is Mandarin. So I can hit on Chinese coworkers. I'm starting to learn like basic sentences, understand the tones, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
It's one of those things where like I feel like it's actually useful to know here, given that like so many of my coworkers are like native Mandarin speakers.
Right.
And whenever I've learned a language in the past, you hit that point where you need to start like speaking it with people. And then like I didn't have anyone to speak anything with. Here I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
So
lots of coworkers.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, that's about it. Thank you so much for the interview.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for having me, dude.
About dating. Hopefully a lot of my viewers are gonna get some tips and tricks, and then they won't watch my videos anymore because they have something better to do.
If you hit up the Discord, I will give out some profile critiques to y'all. You know?
Oh shit, dude. Yeah.
It takes me like 30 seconds, both to critique a profile and also in bed, so it'll be quick.
All right, cool. So before ending, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your private data better than Cameron protects his virginity with ExpressVPN. I use ExpressVPN when shopping or working on sensitive stuff abroad or in public cafes. In those cafes, their networks are unsecured, so it leaves user at great risk. For example, a man-in-the-middle attack can occur when someone intercepts your data requests, so it allows them to eavesdrop and exploit real-time transactions and conversations, allowing them to steal your personal information. ExpressVPN lets you use the internet without being tracked, keeping your emails, downloads, and search histories private. Every time you use the internet without ExpressVPN, you're putting your sensitive data at risk. ExpressVPN costs less than $7 a month and runs seamlessly in the background of your computer, phone, or tablet. Take back your internet privacy today and see how you can get 3 months free by going to expressvpn.com/Joma. That is expressvpn.com/JOMA for 3 months free with a 1-year package. So yeah, visit expressvpn.com/Joma to learn more.